Welcome aboard, Skylark Outdoors here, and today we're going to review the GeForce 10, which we've got right here, and take you on a tour of this boat. This boat is perfect for when you want to LARP as a Navy SEAL and or you want to go on adventures across the globe. Now, this boat is actually made in Finland and was specifically designed around being what they call an adventure boat. Now, what you'll see on this boat is that it actually has a few aluminum tabs on the top there, and that's because this is designed to be able to be hauled out of the water with a crane and or hoisted onto the deck of another larger boat like a yacht or a super yacht, and you could use this as your tender. Now, this is entirely made of aluminum, the structure, but what's very unique about this, and you can look at those seats, they are really amazing. But what is very unique about this is that that entire cabin floats on rubber dampeners to decrease the amount of impact you have while you're riding through waves at a top speed of 40 knots. So this thing is fully enclosed in that cabin. You've got the rubber dampeners, and then you have suspension seats like you typically would find on higher end boats that are used in the industries of military and defense or the Coast Guard for people when they're on the water all the time. That impact of going over waves can really jostle a person if you're doing it 8 hours a day, 365 days a year. So you need those suspension seats, and this has it. Now, as you walk back here, you'd be surprised. There are more modern accoutrements in the GeForce 10 than you would think of such a utilitarian looking vessel. You've got a bench here, and then you've got rails on each side of the cabin so you can hold those while you're going through the waves and just crushing them. Now you can see over here on the starboard side, we've got a sink and a burner and a little coffee pot or pot holder there so it doesn't fall off while you're making your coffee, crashing through the waves. And then we've got windows on each side. And then at the helm station, you've got a door on each side so you can walk and have access in and out of the vehicle or just get air moving. Now at the helm, you've got twin throttle controls. This can be outfitted with twin engines or a single diesel Volvo. This one is outfitted with twin engines, hence the twin throttle controls. It does have a bow thruster, and it does also have joystick controls so that you can control this with that joystick, which is actually found on the armrest of the captain's seat, which is pretty cool. So this one is outfitted with twin Mercury engines or Mercruiser engines. This has a top speed of 40 knots, 540 horsepower. It is 35 feet long. That's the bow thruster right there. And it is 10 foot 9 inches wide and made of aluminum, weighs 5,600 kilograms, and it has a burn rate at cruise speed of approximately 1.8 liters per nautical mile. So you can see there's all kinds of controls here. You've got the fuse box there, you've got your navigation system to the left, and then you've got music, and there is that joystick control. That's pretty cool. I have never seen that before on a boat. And it can make your run to go get more ice and drinks feel like a military operation when you've got the joystick mounted on the arm there. Now, all jokes aside, this is used in multiple support roles across Europe as this is a Finnish boat. You can see it's got a large window there at the bow, and then you've got both doors at the side, so the passenger door and your captain's door open right up, which is nice to be able to get you more air, but also allows you to enclose that when you are in colder weather. You've got a little cooler underneath there under the passenger chair. You've got some storage under the bench there, and then you've got a nice table for when you want to have a snack out on the water after running those missions. You've got all kinds of controls here at the helm, and it is really well laid out. It does feel very cool. They fit a ton of different options in here, and this thing is loaded with all kinds of stuff like air conditioning, heat, cooling, hot water. Now, the one thing I will note on this is that it could use a few more cup holders, and the cup holders are quite small. They're much more the Finnish size of a cup holder rather than the American cup holders designed to fit multiple Stanley Cup sizes. Now you can see the roof there, that actually slides and opens up so that you can get all kinds of airflow in there. And that roof is pretty much entirely glass, so you get tons of light there. And once again, that's that teeny tiny cup holder. Now, this thing must have such a smooth ride that you don't need something deeper to keep your coolers from getting shaken up, but I would be a little bit worried about how the depth of that cup holder is because it is fairly shallow. I just like to say that because cup holders are one of those things that you see on every boat. Some have a ton of them, some have very few, and it's just in manufacturer preference. Do you really need 3 cup holders per person on board? I don't know, but you do at least need one, in my opinion. People get thirsty. There you go, and you walk through. We've got a little hatch here in this forward berth. It's actually a fairly size forward berth. You can definitely fit 2 people in this forward berth, and it's long enough for most people to be able to stretch their legs out and sleep comfortably. You've got a couple of portholes that let sunlight in here on the sides. I'm not sure about the velvet covering there. That's what they use for that forward berth. I probably would have chose something a little bit different, but it is pretty cool. You've got your head here, a fancy sink for when you're operating on a mission, and you've got your head there, as well as you're going to have hot water for a shower in there as well. Now, as we go under here, you can see there's a little bit more storage underneath this seat. You can see these suspension seats. These are very high-end suspension seats. You're not going to find these on most vehicles or boats. There we've got our cooler to put your drinks and snacks in. Now, overall, this is a really cool boat, and it does feel really sturdy. When you look at this thing from the outside, the immediate first reaction that you're going to get is, what is that? Is the military coming to invade my dock? It is a very aggressive look, but it is an amazing look, and it is all aluminum, so it is going to be a very durable hull and low maintenance hull. This thing is meant to be worked on. Now, you've got all the accoutrements of a more traditional cruiser in here with the galley with a burner, a sink, you've got a refrigerator. You do have the berths to be able to sleep in. And then this thing has, that utilitarian feel to it. So it's kind of a little bit of everything in this boat. And it's got, you see that lifting hook right there. That's designed so that you can have this with a crane, hook into those and crane this right onto the forward area of your boat or your super yacht. Now, if you got a super yacht and you want to learn more about this, please contact me. I will take you for a cruise on this thing, no problem, because it is a cool vehicle and would be a great vehicle for a super yacht. And now, I don't have a super yacht, but I am more than happy to come party on yours and have a great time. I will bring the vibes, as they say. So as you can see, we walk around here, both on the starboard and port side. There is a walk around all the way around the boat, 360, and then you've got a forward walk through here for when you need to board or pirate someone else's boat. And look at the cleats on those things. That can hold some serious weight there. And then you've got your other anchor port for hoisting this up onto the super yacht. I mean, this thing is outfitted for multiple different types of missions. Whether you want to use it as a tender and or you just want to use it as a day boat, or maybe you just want to have a little adventure on this, it is fairly lightweight for its size, so you do get that fuel efficient 1.8 liter per nautical mile burn. And as you can see, there are rails all along this thing and stepping points once again for when you need to pull up and board another boat, because as I said, this is made in Finland and used widely across Europe for actual missions, whether that be municipal and or commercial. And you can see one thing that's a little goofy is I don't know if I like this choice of hardware here. That handle is a little bit too close to the glass for my liking, so you could probably tighten that up, that handle, a little bit. However, I think I would shorten the return on that handle to keep it stood off more than an inch from the glass there. So G-force, if you're watching, that is my only recommendation. Otherwise, this thing is built like a tank with that full aluminum hull. Everything feels very heavy duty, and this is definitely what you would call an adventure boat. And you could have a lot of adventures on this boat, and you could crash through, I'm sure, crazy seas in this thing and feel like you're just cruising on your typical Sunday drive here. And when we walk around and see the front of this and see the view on the side, you can really see how aggressive this thing is and how beautiful it looks. This is a serious boat, and when you pull into the marina, it definitely makes a statement. You can see you've got those grab bars up there at the front so that you can step right off in the front. You've got your windlass up in the front and anchor, and just the profile of this thing is wild, very unique. There's not going to be anything else like it out on the water, and that is one of the big selling points, I think, of the G-Force 10. It is very unique and very heavy duty. So thank you for watching this video on the review of the G-Force 10 boat. We hope you enjoyed it. Please give us that thumbs up, subscribe, and we will see you next time.